All right, Madison, thank you. And with that, we have our CBS 13 political analyst, Gary Dietrich, to jump in on this topic and others tonight.
That's right. So, Gary, what's your reaction on this? I mean, we've heard that he's had backlash now from both sides. So what does it mean for his political future? What do you think, good or bad?
That's a great question. Okay. This is multi-layered, right? This is multi-layered. Here's the deal. There's the issue itself about transgender folks participating in women's sports. And if you look at a New York Times poll, I mean, certainly Gavin Newsom and his people watch polls. 80% in the poll last month said people support prohibiting that, including 2/3 of Democrats. So, guys, when it just comes to pure politics, okay, that's where it stands for Gavin Newsom. The biggest challenge is what we heard in Madison's intro there, and that is in his own party. This sent shockwaves from Sacramento to D.C. He's the highest profile Democrat nationally to come out and clearly stated he thinks it's, in his words, quote unquote, unfair. So there's a lot of people in the caucuses inside our own Capitol and certainly in Washington who are really concerned about this.
Doesn't this point to the need for a reinvention of the Democratic Party, though, in terms of pivoting on certain topics?
Well, that's what a lot of people think Gavin is doing today. I mean, and interestingly, if you think about this, this was day one of his new podcast. This is Gavin Newsom. Who does he invite on? This has also upset a lot of people in his own party. Charlie Kirk, who's one of the most volatile, dare I say, least liked members of the MAGA movement amongst his own party. So there's a lot of people saying this is, to put it in one word, positioning.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, both parties really have pivoted in declaring themselves a different party.
Yeah.
So.
Stephen A. Smith is pivoting toward the champagne right now because he's celebrating popping a cork. Sports and politics blending together.
You mean a $100 million contract?
For 5 years.
Yeah.
Great gig if you can get it, but he's a sports guy. But he talks about a lot of political issues. Could we see this melting together of both the arenas? Because it sounds like that's the direction that we're going in.
Yeah, you know, Tony, in the last few weeks, there have been a lot of Democratic strategists who said in 28, we got to go a different direction. I mean, let's remind ourselves, right, that in 2016, the guy that won the nomination in the presidency had never been an elected official. So there's people talking Mark Cuban, yes, Stephen A. Smith. And by the way, you guys know this, he's been appearing on all kinds of shows recently. The View, even on Sean Hannity's show. Not talking sports, talking politics.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we also have to talk about the back and forth we've seen with the tariffs. You know, we saw them come in first.
Do we have any tariffs?
You know.
Wait an hour. We'll find out.
Right, we'll see. But he's delaying these 25% tariffs once again. We saw this the first time. Markets went down and then, oh, wait. And we kind of were expecting that this next time around. So the president had first warned that those tariffs would go into effect February 1st, delayed them, as we said, after negotiating with both countries. All of this has created panic and confusion, as you can imagine. We've seen stocks tumble, businesses struggle to prepare, consumers losing confidence. So let's unpack all this, Gary.
Okay. Well, if you talk to people in the financial world, you know, the business reporter types and all those kind of commentators, what they'll tell you is, what does the market want? They use this word, certainty. They don't like all the uncertainty, all the back and forth. Now, this is really important to help people understand. What Trump rolled back is only those products that are not included in the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement that he put in place in his first term. Why do I say that? Because a full 2/3 of Canadian products are not that he slapped the tariffs on are not included in this rollback, guys, and 50% of those from Mexico. So let's call it a partial rollback. And by the way, that's only until April 2nd, because remember we talked about this after the president's address Tuesday night. That's when the big-time tariffs kick in on all countries who he says are not reciprocating what, in his view, is a very positive U.S. approach to our trading partners.
Yeah. All right. Need a scorecard to keep up, and that's
you
why
do.
we have you here
We do.
to get us up to date. Gary, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
As always. New development.